Welcome to the show that delivers all the delicious topics. Everything is on the menu. We go inside the culture, from artists to A&Rs to managers and memes. We may talk about entrepreneurship, sports, politics, current events, even relationships. I am your host, Lance Arrington, and I am with my guys, my co-hosts, Ryan Thomas and Ralph Dini, and this is the Hip Hop Diner. What's going on, y'all?
Hello, fellas. How you doing?
What's up?
What's going on?
Yeah. So today, we have a special guest. My guy. My other guy. My other man.
He is old.
Yeah. Mr. Don Miller. Fashion extraordinaire. Rock Paper Denim. My favorite. My favorite brand.
That's what's up.
Man,
that's what's up.
You
appreciate that.
I
appreciate that. Super love. What's up, y'all?
How you doing?
Oh, I'm good, man.
We appreciate you.
I'm good. I thank y'all for inviting me to the show.
Yes.
For
sure.
sure.
It's only right, dude.
Yeah.
It's only right. It is only right.
Super
y'all, listen, they already know, bro. They
Right.
see the logo
Oh,
right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
They see the
Yeah,
logo.
the world would know.
The reputation precedes him.
Right.
But anyway, I'm gonna just let you tell the folks a little bit about yourself, and step aside, let them. Yeah, tell them a little bit about yourself, bro.
My name is Don Miller. I'm a CPA by trade, but I'm also a designer, founder of Rock Paper Denim. Brand started in Philadelphia probably about 10 years ago, but as a designer, I started designing in college. I had a T-shirt brand called Shapes in New Orleans. I went to school in New Orleans and was studying accounting there, and just on my entrepreneurship early. Me and my partner Lee, we had a brand called Shapes, and that's the early stages of me as a T-shirt designer, and had some success down there. But when I graduated from school, I started working at Price Waterhouse. So that kind of shut, any of that stuff down, because everything was all accounting related, tax related. You know what I mean?
Get to the bag time.
You know what I mean? Just did that for a few years. And when things got real bad in 2008, it was a bunch of people kind of just like, I'm thinking what my next move going to be. I got laid off. And people was just saying, start your T-shirts again. You know what I mean? It was kind of just like something in the back of my mind. So, I jumped back in. And, one thing led to another. And we here today. And, done a lot of things since then, that surprised me. Just from, not really planning to be like, I'm going to start this. You know what I mean? Kind of just was like a real organic, unfolding of one thing leading to the next, and still just be surprised by even sitting here and people wanting to know what it was about. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
Absolutely. What is Rock Paper Denim? What does your name mean?
Rock Paper Denim, it first was a store, and me and two other guys, we started a store over in Jersey, and it was a clothing store. We didn't have, Rock Paper Denim as a brand in there. We sold other brands and stuff. And so, just a lot of the things that we were selling, I just thought that, I could, put something a little bit more competitive out there. You know what I mean? So that was but even still, as a name, I started to just try to be real intentional in terms of what I wanted to put out. And one of my inspirations for the brand is music from the 70s and the culture from the 70s. So I try
Who in particular?
It's too many. Nobody in particular. Just I guess the artists of that time, just the overall approach. You know what I mean? It could be music with no lyrics. You know what I mean?
Just got like an old school kind of
like the vibes of the 70s.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
The
Just
whole feel of it, that moment.
Right.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be like kind of an extension of what that was from a clothing standpoint. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So your rock is your love, your faith, your convictions, your principles is you know what I mean, who you are, what keeps you grounded, and paper is the result of being true and committed to your rock. And denim is adorable, everyday style. You know what I mean? So Rock Paper Denim 1970. 1970 is when my mom and my pop met. So, I kind of just base it around the story. That's when the story began, when they met. And you know what I mean?
Good.
So
I don't think I ever asked you exactly why that date was
Yeah.
so significant to the brand.
yeah.
Like I know we always discuss the vibes of the 70s, but not that specific year date. So all right, cool.
Yeah, May 1970 to be more specific, but May is May Place. That's a street in West Philly that they met on. So really just kind of structuring and narrating the story around.
Got you. That's cool, man. That's cool. Now, to the shapes thing, right? Was that when I saw you on the news when you was walking the? No, that was all the way back. So you were doing it. You were doing it even before that, right? That was in high school.
No, that was
Or was that then?
That was on BET.
Yeah, or BET, and that was when you were in New Orleans.
Right.
Got you, and that was when you were doing the shapes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Big. Cool.
Yeah, that
time.
was the UNCF Evening the Stars telethon, and I got a UNCF scholarship, so they pick certain candidates to tell a story about them to try to donate and raise more money for other people. So my story is one of the ones that they selected, and they came down, filmed, and everything. So that was dope. A lot of people seen it. That it was on BET.
Got you. And was that a shape? That was
Shapes.
No, was that T-shirts? What was that?
Yeah, it was shirts.
It was T-shirts, right?
Yeah. We mainly had shirts at that time, right? But shirts, sweatsuits, whatever we could, we was just creating.
Can I ask you something? Around that time when you was on BET, did you get people that hit you up like they seen you on TV, so now you're rich? They need
Rich.
They want to jump in on your success, on your wave. Can I hold something? I'm cousin Randy.
No, it wasn't. Never, not that kind of vibe. It was more of a prideful, hopeful type of, people, because it just caught people off guard. A lot of people in jail seen it just watching TV one night, and then, I pop up on the screen, and it was just, it just gave them something. It was kind of encouraging. So, when things like that happen, I think people start just believing a little bit more. And
You gotta, because you have a big file, like a big community backing with your brand. Like,
we got some recognition that I'm grateful for. I don't know how big. I'm not going to say I'm the most popular, because I still feel like
I see it in places. Yeah, like I've seen it in places where I'm not surprised to see it, but you walk in and you're like, oh,
yeah,
my
it catch
guy.
you off guard, right?
Yeah,
right,
my guy. So was that from you like growing up in the neighborhood and like everybody just attaching to it?
No,
or it was.
No,
it was a process to that.
Yeah, it's definitely a process, because usually the closest people to you, and this is not a general statement, but a lot of people close to you, the support not there initially. You know what I mean? It's almost like you gotta earn they believe what you're doing, because people tell you like, what? You know what I mean? Especially being an accountant, you know what I mean? And just still kind of sticking true to what you feel is what you should be doing is a big part of it too, because you got a lot of people, noise. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, don't do that. Why you doing? You know what I mean? And you still got to.
So how is that, like, balancing your day job being Clark Kent during the day and then Superman, and like, how is that? You explain that.
It's overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's something I'm still trying to figure out how to do, which is a challenge, and even just trying to scale and transition to grow Rock Paper Denim and still having this, but you know what I mean, because the accounting side is still, what I mean, that's still Rock Paper Denim too. People got businesses, and you know what I mean. It's still a part of what I consider rock paper denim to be. So I don't know, trying to figure it out, but having a team around you to help, you know what I mean?
Now, having that corporate background, did that help you build up Rock Paper Denim a little bit quicker, get your team together faster, or was that more on the just, I guess,
I'm sure.
side?
I'm sure it helped because you're around. You see a lot of stuff. You're around smart people, and you just learn how to navigate that side in terms of I don't know, structure and operate. Like, you see a lot of different stuff. So yeah, I'm sure it helped. It's almost two different worlds because you got to be creative in this world with colors and but you come over here and it's law and you can register and trademarks and you know what I mean. So yeah, having some insight into both parts is of course, yeah, it's helpful.
Got you. So yeah, speaking of trademarks, there's a lot going on with trademarks right now. So I guess, is that something you would recommend for give somebody that's wanting to start? If you got an accountant out there and they think they got a dope t-shirt idea and they want to start a brand, like, could you give them like a step-by-step type of thing on how they should go about it? Like, vendors, or like, how do you go, like, your vendors and like that type of thing? Like,
It shows that you could go to that have different suppliers, distributors for blanks and stuff like that. And it's not really a cookie cutter A, B, C, D, because there's so many different ways that you can approach it. But having a printer or just having a way to get your stuff made. The main thing, like you said, just you got that idea or that design. It's really a matter of pushing it. You know what I mean? And the people will let you know if you know what I mean. And it's that process of figuring it out, because it might not work out so well, but you know what I mean. See, that's where you see how well, or you see how dedicated you are. You know what I mean, when things don't work out, and you got to figure it out to find a way to make them. You know what I mean, and that's where it get harder, because it ain't all sweet. I mean, it's easy to get in and make a shirt and sell it, but it's more than that too, especially as you trying to grow. You know what I mean? So,
you gotta put some grind and hustle behind it.
oh yeah, it ain't no shortcut. That's with anything. You know what I mean? You might have some initial supporters, but you come to you gotta make a lot of decisions in terms of trying to figure out how to get things done, where to get them from.
I see you travel. You travel a lot for this. So is that a big part of it?
Yeah, and it depends on.
You out Detroit, Chicago. You get love out there, right? Yeah, you get a lot of love out there.
Yeah, I mean, anywhere we go, we got a good vibe with people. You know what I mean? Like, anywhere.
Have you been all the way over to the West Coast?
Yeah, we've been to Cali, Vegas, and did like some a video out there with some different people. Just like, I mean, you get out there, you get the networking and showing people what you have. And if they receptive to it, it's like, you know what I mean, it just it grow from there based off of what you presenting. And that's what a lot of my stuff been, more than it was really like organized and planned. It was kind of just like, oh, this dope. And you know what I mean, depending on what that other person does, we kind of just collaborate and you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but yeah, we've been to Cali just to talk to manufacturers and, you know what I mean, Fabric Road just...
Who do you gear your brand mostly towards? Like, what age group? Is it a specific age group or?
Yeah, like, see, I could never answer that question really because all types of people like our stuff, and I know like just that's probably not the best business answer. People want to know like your demographic and your target, and it's like
there's always like, what's your avatar and all? Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's not important or necessary. But it was just always something, I sold to, babies, to old, like, you know what I mean, different.
So you have like infant wear. And,
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I mean, to the way, people just, we got a solid base of people that just like what we represent. And you know what I mean? Rock Paper Denim is a value-based brand, so to speak, in terms of what the shirts might say, or, you know what I mean, any type of advertising, or, you know what I mean, the other brands we might align ourselves with and what they doing and what they represent. So, I mean, I think it tell a story of people that's pursuing, purpose. And, you know what I mean, something that's relatable and that people can identify with. You know what I mean? So, just putting some fly stuff together with that is, you know what I mean, that's Rock Paper Denim.
Yeah, as far as like with your brand alignment, yeah, I've seen you in schools. Yeah, you've done uniforms for schools, right?
Yeah, we done a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? And it's really off of somebody, like I said, just liking what we have and maybe just giving us a shot to, you know what I mean, be
So-
responsible for.
It was at a what was the racing rally? You did something with the racing.
Oh,
It was like
the
a youth-
racing school?
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
a youth racing.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Urban Youth Racing School.
Yeah, the
That's
Urban
a
Youth Racing School.
nonprofit right here, school in Philly. Been around since 1998, and what they do is they introduce inner city kids to motorsports. So, they be having a lot of stuff going on with, like NASCAR, Chevy, General Motors, and you know what I mean. It's a real dope program. So I do the accounting for them, and you know what I mean. Just make they shirts sometimes, stuff like that. But real nice program. You know what I mean. So like I said, even just get with one time we went to the Daytona 500, and that was a dope experience. You know what I mean. Just to see how the branding, you know what I mean, that corporations do at that level. Like, you know what I mean. Like, it was just brands everywhere. You know what I mean? Real colorful, loud, real exciting event. But yeah, the Urban Youth Racing School is do a lot of stuff with them. That's a nonprofit program.
Okay. Do you have I have a couple mentors. Do you have any mentors or people you consider to be mentors in this game, or are you a mentor?
Yeah, I think we're all probably mentors, and I got people who I might just talk to, maybe not just about fashion specifically, but you know what I mean, just from a, you know what I mean, business perspective like that. And I mean, yeah, and I guess in a way, people come to me with questions or, direction, or what should I do, where should I go, and you know what I mean. So yeah, I think it's important to have that give and take.
I wanted to ask, do you have other people that help you with your creative process, or do you?
Yeah.
You put everything mostly on your shoulders, or you?
I mean, right now I got a circle of friends. Like, we talk just in, colors. You like this, so yeah. I mean, for the most part, it's me. But yeah, I got some people around me who help me with some creative ideas, and you know what I mean.
So the clothing line, that's just one branch under the Rock Paper Denim, right?
Yeah.
So how do you juggle that? Cause me, I'm all over the place. I be having ideas to do this and do that, and it's kind of hard to dedicate a certain amount of time to one thing. So how do you?
I mean,
how do you
anybody
juggle
that know me, they know I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm A to Z to the point where they probably wouldn't even think that I was, you know what I mean, doing whatever it is that I say that I'm doing. You know what I mean? So it's like, you do the best you can and just try to find good people to really help facilitate that. You know what I mean? I think it come down to that in terms of being able to grow.
So you gotta have that team with you.
Yeah, you need some people who can be reliable, trustworthy. You know what I mean? Because it's a lot. It's a lot, and you need that.
I'm guessing you pieced together your team as time went on. or did you just
I
like?
mean, kind of in the process of still doing it.
Still building?
You know what I mean? Like I ain't. It's in the process of still doing it, but yeah, it's just
He always
it's a
got
process.
an entourage with him. He always got 2 or 3 dudes with him. Like, he always got a team.
But,
So do you just have your homies as your team, or are you looking for like people that are professionals in certain avenues or what have you? And you add them in that
anybody
way.
that's able to see the what I mean, the vision, and you know what I mean, see where we going with things and get in where you fit in terms of what your strength might be. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's a lot to do, and for for where we trying to go. So get in where you fit in. No, not just my homies though. Nah. You know what I mean? If they around, you know what I mean, but they not around, maybe not for that specifically, you know what I mean, but definitely in just support and wanting to see, you know what I mean, things go well for it.
Gotcha.
Got you. They the shooters. So could you explain the process of like getting into stores and things? Because you're in a few of them. So what was that like? What was like the first time? How did that feel? What was like? Describe that. Because for like an artist, that's like your first time hearing your song on the radio or something like that.
For me, like I said, even starting in New Orleans, just the habit of approaching people, asking them do that. You know what I mean? I'm used to that. So it wasn't no different with a store for me, really. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just going into and talking to a buyer. You know what I mean? Just like I would talk to you, except this buyer is responsible for, you know what I mean, putting stuff that can resell. So it was just, just having something that I thought he would like and that could work in his space. And it was really that simple. You know what I mean? It probably was other stuff. I don't know. You know what I mean? In terms of...
So basically you put in the work, you built up, you heard enough no's and built up your street level work. So it was a natural progress by the time you got to being able to walk into a store, you knew what you were doing at that point. So it was like you said, it was a natural progression from selling it out your car to just
I mean, as simple as like, I think I got something that can work for you.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You
Stores is in,
value.
you know what I mean? And they want to make money too. So if it was whack, then he wouldn't have bought it. That's simple. But for him to purchase it, I forget how much stuff the first one, but it was a nice size order, and it sold. You know what I mean? By itself, just in the store, to the where people didn't think it was me. But even people, I'm from Southwest. One of the first stores was Players, and it was in Southwest. When other people saw it, it kind of just gave me a little bit of a stamp. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Where people respected it a little bit more. You know what I mean? And he reordered. I mean, for about a couple seasons. You know what I mean? Until...
Listen, I remember going in there and telling them to stop putting your stuff on hangers, bro. I was like, listen. Y'all going to stop hanging my man's shirts on, because I don't like... Yeah. So you already know. I'm like, I pulled Shorty to the side, like, listen, we got to figure something else out about this right here. We can't... No, dead ass. I was like, listen, this like, y'all fucking my man's shirts up. Like, stop playing with him. Like, I don't know... You know what I mean? I don't know if that's something y'all talked about, but I took it personally.
I'm
like, nah, this like my shit. Like, nah, this my folk shit. This my shit. Fold these joints.
Yeah,
straight
Players,
up,
man. That was the first big one. Shout out to Marty. Just believed in it. Gave me a chance. And
did you have the order already like available, or when that order came in, you had to like rush and get it to?
Yeah, I mean, not really rush.
It was, you had to put the work. It wasn't like you had it sitting there. You could just bring it to you. You had to fill it. You had to actually fill the order.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what was that? You reached out to your vendors then, so you kind of knew from his numbers what you needed, then you just reached out to them and kind of like
got the work. Yeah,
got
yeah.
you. So you
It wasn't really
pre-sale.
right. It wasn't really well. What I presented to him is what I could make. You know what I mean? And once he, you know what I mean, that was Marty. He got a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? And we just did different colors, little color waves, and
My man, shout out Marty. Shout out.
So
Marty.
how does social media play a part into? I'm sure you'll get sales from social media, but as far as business wise, like going into stores, do you show them any?
I haven't approached the store in a while. I've been more kind of concentrating on trying to build our online store.
Okay.
But if the opportunity presented itself, I mean, they like follow everything is numbers. They want to be sure that if they get your stuff in there, that it's going to sell. You know what I mean? So I understand that science behind it. But, you know, we've been kind of from the muscle with it. You know what I mean? But like I said, if opportunity presented itself for store and wanted to, you know, we could do it.
So how are you building your online store? You using social media?
Well, we got the site. Just gotta, you know, dress it up really. But yeah, social media, you know, guerrilla grassroots stuff. And I'm trying to, in the process of planning a couple visuals to shoot, and you know, get back into doing photo shoots and videos and.
I gotta be in that commercial.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
You know,
gotta get
Lance
in
was
there.
the first our flyer. We still pass it out till this day. You know, he had got a fly jacket and did a photo shoot.
That's what I'm saying.
Sent me some pictures on the joint, and I was like, yo, you know what I mean? To where it's like it looked like
It's supposed to be.
you know what I mean?
Well,
To
he
the
said
point
he
where I
wanted
never
me-
even did another flyer.
He said he wanted to be a hand model because he keep getting his nails done. So
So if y'all gonna make some paint,
You
Right
about
on
to get
that
an
in there.
RPD tattoo right here.
No doubt about it. I'm about to get mine too.
Listen, so you know I was doing the music at that time, man. I was more famous for that flyer than I was for any song that I had put out. I'm like, y'all do know I make music and shit. Like,
Yeah.
They like, damn, where I know you from, bro? I'm like, YouTube?
flyer.
Nah, it ain't YouTube,
It ain't
man.
flyer.
Yeah, the
no,
flyer in the
we
barbershop
just
on the
put them
wall or
joints
something.
everywhere.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And you know, it's still that. You know,
That's-
even with the stickers, it's just you know, I mean, I don't think that part of it changed. Just trying to be up close and personal with people, and you know what I mean. That's part of the glue. You know what I mean. It's real. It's authentic. And
Got you. So you don't really so you don't really follow the trend. How do you feel about that? Your brand stays pretty much in its own lane as far as that goes?
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
we were talking before we started. You were like, yeah, I don't really like.
yeah, the trends. You know, I'm more into, you know, just even as any artist, you know what I mean, establishing their own unique identity. You know what I mean, and jumping in the trends is, you know what I mean, you get blended in. I mean, I'm not saying you gotta be all the way, you know what I mean, to the left with you. You know
that's
what I mean,
tell, that's what I tell artists is like, make your music to where the audience comes to you, so that way
Based
you're
off what-
always making your own music.
Right.
If you chasing the sound, you might get a hit, but you always, that's your formula now. Now you always chasing the sound.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
create your own sound.
yeah,
Right.
so it's the same thing with that. If you always RPD,
Right.
you comfortable in your own skin at all times. No matter what you make, they coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, super dope. And I mean, even just like one of the things we got going on right now next year, Rennie Harris, he's a hip hop choreographer, got a dance school in Philly, but he travel all over around the world doing shows, and so you know we make his merch. But he's doing a play, like a Broadway type of joint, and you know we got the contract to do to style the dancers and stuff. So you know what I mean, that opportunity just came from being consistent and you know what I mean, doing other quality stuff to where it's like, you know, so one thing kind of lead to another to be like, damn, you know, now we doing like a Broadway musical type of, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But we also got the, you know what I mean? So it's just a brand where we able to kind of penetrate different spaces just off of You know what I mean? I wouldn't say, like I said, being trendy. You know what I mean? Still selling some of the same stuff.
That's funny how that word consistently pops up. It's
Right.
like it's just everything's based off consistency, right? Like every door opens up. You don't know what's going to happen, right? All you have to do is show up.
Right.
And just based on you showing up and
Right.
doing you, doors open up, right?
Right.
So yeah, it's like I think that's the secret sauce to a lot of everything.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, and managing the opportunity the right way when it presents itself, because you don't know who and how they might be influenced or impressed with what you got or not impressed. You know what I mean? And it's a lot of, that probably how you carry yourself, how you talk. I mean, everything. You know what I mean?
Staying
Just-
motivated.
Right. I mean, all the intangibles, necessary. All it, you know what I mean?
Let me ask you, in your career so far, what was your biggest tribulation? What was your biggest obstacle?
Biggest, not having like a fashion background and being more, like I said, I went to school for accounting, and now you kind of like just in this space. Like you created something and now you just here, so you kind of get like, damn, I don't know what to do next. Wasn't really trained or prepared for it. Like you just kind of got here from things evolving. You know what I mean? So sometimes that doubt creep in. You know what I mean? And you gotta.
But wouldn't you agree that's the best way to educate yourself is to just throw yourself in the flame?
Yeah. I mean, that's what you're gonna learn. You know
Yeah,
what I
you
mean?
gonna learn.
You're going like you
Like-
going. So, like one of my favorite quotes is "The wound is where the light enters." So, it's like you go through things, but it ain't a loss; it's a lesson. You know what I mean? And you pick up something that's going to prepare you for the next step. And you know what I mean? Over time, you get more polished in how you do things. You know what I mean? But along the way, it's kind of like the experiences is what create, I guess, the art for you to express yourself. You know what I mean? So you need that part where a lot of people just, you might just be chasing something, trying to get some, but it's like, going through the process is, you know what I mean, what's going to make it intriguing and interesting. You know what I mean? So
Absolutely.
you can't skip that part. So it's like I said, when you get challenged and things don't go right, and a lot of things didn't go right. People ain't do what they said they was going to do, and you're short, and it's like I said, you left to pick up all the pieces, and it's like, all right, how determine how bad you want it. You gonna let it make you, all right, I'm gonna give up, do something else, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And over time, you know what I mean? Like you learn, you get better, and
Build up that thick
you
skin.
build character. Like I
Yeah.
said, just your patience, you know what I mean? Your discipline, your sacrifice, like all those things is what's part of it. Not even part. It gotta be there. You know what I mean? More than.
Listen, all you young entrepreneurs out there, all the game is the same. It's consistency, showing up. It's not going to go right. It's not going to go right. It
All
was
the
no
time.
guarantee that it was going to go right.
Nah.
But you didn't stop. Nah, you make it. You take it. You pivot. It's never right or wrong, right? You do something. It creates a result. You analyze that result. Is that result what you wanted? And if it is, you do more of that thing. If it's not, you change the thing you did to get
Right.
another result.
Right.
We can eliminate right and wrong from the conversation altogether.
Right.
There's no failure in it. Is you do the thing and you get a result from it. So that's to what you were saying. Things didn't go right, and you just pivoted, and over time, from your consistency and building up,
I mean,
you acquired a skill set that you didn't really have at the beginning. You had a vision
right.
minus a skill set.
Right.
So much, right?
Right. I mean, like you said, experience is the best teacher. Like you get in and you just figure it out. Like, damn, I did this and what. You know what I mean? And those the teachers will show up, whether it's through, you know what I mean, whatever type of experience as you pursuing, you know what I mean? But it's remembering why you started when it don't go right. You know what I mean? And that's what kind of when it, you know what I mean, when it meant okay, I got to figure out another way. Like you don't. It's just like or you learn what doesn't work, and now it's like you know what I mean, and just you gonna keep going until you find out what do, or you find the right person that you know what I mean. And
oh, for sure. So, excuse me. So through that, like, so what would be your sorry, we got a little thing. What would be your brand message through that? Like, has it always been the same? Like you said, your why. What is your why? You mind sharing that, or is that something?
Well, the mission of Rock Paper Denim is to inspire people with a message of hope that's expressed through style and story. So, you know, inspiration has just always been like one of my core reasons. You know what I mean? And creating something that's inspirational, whatever it is that would just, you know, spark something in the next person. You know what I mean? Pursue what it is, the reason that they think they here. You know what I mean? So that's more so how I got into it, you know what I mean? And just wanting to make improvements in what I was seeing. You know what I mean? Like feeling like, all right, like when I first started, I was selling stuff with a lot of skulls on it. And I was just like, I really didn't want to wear it. It just, you know what I mean? Not nothing against it, just I didn't want to wear it. So it's like, all right, if it's people like me who might want like an alternative for what was, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's where I kind of came in. And you know what I mean? My first shirt had like a collage of words on the back, like faith, love, you know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. And the front said, the measure of a man is the worth of the things he cares about. And that kind of just, it surprised me because, you know, we moved like a lot of those. And, you know what I mean? It said the measure of a man, but, you know, women started to buy it and want to wear it. And, you know what I mean? So it was just like, that was the first thing, was like, oh, damn, now we need something else. And then the weather started to change. Like, now we need a hood. So it was more so kind of like I was just reacting and responding to things and like, yo, can you do this for me? You know what I mean? And we just kind of just grew like that. But
Overall, what has been your number one seller?
I wouldn't even be able to.
Oh man,
I wouldn't even be able to.
That's a good thing.
Tell you because we got stuff that say different things, and you know different things strike people. You know what I mean? And we just got I guess a well-rounded, like it would be hard for me to say.
Can I ask you, let's say you got a product that you put a lot of time into and you really, like, this is your baby, this right here, or it could be a jacket, a hoodie, or a whole outfit. Do you price it according to how much you put into it or how much you like this product, or do you just keep it around what your other products are?
Pricing is hard. You know, that's probably more of an art than a science and how people price things. But yeah, you definitely want to recover, you know, your time and what the material costs are, you know what I mean, and what you put into it, you know. But it's also that part that exclusive niceness part, you know what I mean, that might not necessarily have a tangible cost, but you just know this joint look
It fit right.
heavy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And not only that, you know, the person looking at it know too. And
Like, you know this shit
you know what I
fly,
mean?
bro.
And, you know what I mean? To the point where they ain't gonna let it go nowhere. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, they the type of situations where you like, damn, that's,
You found that.
you know what I mean? It ain't
sauce.
necessarily about the money so much, which it is. It's a business, but you know, just to see that people appreciate or, you know what I mean, excited about something where it's like, you know, yeah, the brand getting out there. You know what I mean? They like it. They, you know what I mean? So that's like, you know what I mean? That's fulfilling for me. Like, you know what I mean? Because you might sit and this look like, you know what I mean? But when people get it and go like super love it, you be like, you know what I mean? It feel good. You know what I mean?
My man. So when you say you were switching over to the internet, I wanted to get back to that for a second. When you say you were switching over to, you were getting out of the stores and you were switching over to the internet, was that just based on scalability, or did that have anything to do with like the COVID situation or anything, or was that something you were doing before that?
Kind of doing it before it. Yeah, kind of just wanting to establish that web presence. You know, having people in different places that, you know what I mean, support and like Rock Paper Denim, just to have a way where they was able to see and purchase more than just, you know, a location. I mean, now, like I said, we'll do both if the opportunity and the situation
Definitely
was
reach more people.
right. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, let's try to put some energy into getting this right, just so that, you know what I mean, we can.
Have you got any overseas love? I'm not over there, so I can't yell at anybody for putting
we used to, yeah, in the past we have for sure. In the past, I can't like remember where, but yeah, definitely sent.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's hot.
yeah, that's like
That's hot.
Yeah, see, that's
Yeah, matter of fact, Thailand. If I think long enough, you know what I mean, I can remember.
like the David Hasselhoff and this shit over there, like fly over there with him. Oh, Mr. Miller.
What year did you start Rock Paper Denim?
Rock Paper Denim was like 2007. As a store, when we started the store, it was probably like 2007, 2006. The first Rock Paper Denim T-shirt was around like 07, 08. Something like that.
Nice.
And
You got some of the original gear?
yeah, yeah, I still got some stuff.
Absolutely.
Bunch of pictures, video. I mean,
L gonna be going for it. You see his eyes? You do.
Like, yeah, I need some throwbacks. Like I need some of that original fashion show stuff. I need that bucket.
Oh, yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I need that bucket, bro.
Yeah.
My wife be like, "Where my stuff at?" Like, so, that's why I need all new. Like, dude, when I bring it home, she feels it. Yeah, because it's like she like, well, where's mine? I'm like, I don't know.
It's like you got
women,
she gonna wear it
toddlers,
anyway when you ain't
infants, everything.
Yeah, and
She gonna wear it when you ain't looking.
we get requests for everything, and it's just like still being kind of small. It's hard to, you know, fulfill. Got a lot of people, man, where my stuff at? Like, you know what I mean? That'd be real. People, you know what I mean? So trying to, like I said, fine tune our manufacturing production process to be able to, you know what I mean, be more on time with being able to.
Yeah, but
Get people
we
stuff.
talked about that. I heard the excitement in your voice. It was like getting the new meeting Pablo. Like, bro, the connect I got right now, dog.
Yeah, we.
Yeah, look at his face. Look.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
about right there.
that thing about to come through.
You know what I mean? Yeah, we in a good space, and you know, just excited to see where things go. You know what I mean? Just.
And speaking of good space, like, right, what's the mental work behind this? Is it any? Do you take a day for mental stability, where it's just about Don, the person?
I try. I try, but you know, it's you know, your phone ring too much, and for people that need different stuff all the time. You know what I mean? And having to, you know what I mean? So it's hard. You know what I mean? And just wearing a bunch of different hats, but it comes with it. But that's also a challenge too, just trying to find balance. You know what I mean? Because you got to be right mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really.
Yeah, that balance thing, especially when you got kids and you got the, you know, your girl, and like even today we're trying to spend some time before I came here, just taking the kids to the park, to the field real fast. I'm like, let me get this in. You know what I'm saying? But then you like people giving me feedback about the podcast, and I'm like trying to like, and Ella like, Daddy, come on, and I'm like, give me 1 second, and I know I shouldn't, but it's like I'm trying to balance this all, like, so I don't leave y'all, come here, feel bad, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, you try to find that balance. Like, I know you try to find a balance.
Oh man,
I know you try to find a balance.
Unbalanced. That's what I.
I'm all over the place, bro.
You know,
Ain't no balance
that
for me.
sacrifice, though,
I'm
man.
all over.
You know what I mean? That sacrifice, it just is.
It's, hey, when you doing something, when you gotta get it, when God sends you with a message.
Hey, man, many are called, few are chosen. You know what I mean? That's what they say.
Hey, and that's the thing. The message doesn't have to be. The message could be whatever you're gifted. Like that's your message.
No, that's right.
Like that's your message. Whatever your gift is what you were sent down here by God to fulfill.
Right.
Our jobs is to figure that thing out and go extra hard at it.
Right.
And sometimes the only way you figure that out is you try multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
you do the CP.
Yeah, you gotta be curious.
Yeah, you gotta be. Yeah, you gotta be kid curious about things, right?
Right.
Willing to just try it. That's why you got to take the result thing. Like that's why you got to take that out. I'm always big on just making it easier for yourself. You'll be more willing to try if you take the failure word away.
Right.
You're just doing things at that point, right?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, figuring it out.
Just figuring it out.
You know what I mean? Because like it's you still learning something that you can apply in one aspect or another. You know what I mean? Like, so just being a student all the time. You know what I mean? Because you can learn from anything and anybody that can help you with what you're doing. Like you know what I mean? And so you know that's important. Just always listening.
Do you have like a has it been a moment like you've been inspired by something that you were not expecting to be inspired by, like an unexpected muse or something like that?
You know, music. You know, any art. You know what I mean? I'm kind of simple to be kind of just be like fascinated by it. You know what I mean? Something could be, you know, like any art. You know what I mean? It could be a poem. Anything can trigger something to just make you want to create. I think that's what, you know, the true artist part is. You know what I mean? So a specific time, I don't know, I could see a material that just be like, you know what I mean? Or we could, you know what I mean? And just something, a trigger. You know what I mean? So I think it can come from a lot of different places. But I don't have one particularly. But, you know what I mean? If I hear, you know, like I said, I'm into music. So I could hear something that just might get me in a space to want to.
You could translate. A music note into a T-shirt design.
Yeah. You just get to feel it, right. You know
It's
what I
like,
mean?
no, I know what that looks like on a T-shirt.
Yeah,
That's
like,
crazy.
Like that, you just start.
Have
to
you ever
feel
looked
something.
at somebody's work and said to yourself like, they snatched my idea?
I just feel like it was going the wrong way already. I see his work. It's some bullshit.
Yeah,
I mean, people.
fugazi.
No, I mean, I kind of mind my business when it comes. Even if you know you see things, but if you see something like you just, like I said, it just. I used to play, you know, ball, whatever. That's where you compete at. You know what I mean? So now it's just like you, not really competing, but it make you just want to try to create something better and keep. You know what I mean? So that's it make you want to just keep trying to put out something that.
What's your opinion of the Philly fashion scene and on that? Like,
I think Philly is dope because you got a lot. Philly is a really artistic town. Period. You know what I mean? Like it's just here. You know what I mean? You get groomed to be, whether it's in music, fashion, art. Like, you know what I mean? It got a good history of people that I don't know, from here that's able to have some influence as far as that go. And you know, just being here, it's like rappers. You know what I mean? You got a lot of rappers from here, people that's nice and they spitting. So the same thing with clothes, people making stuff and, you know what I mean, expressing themselves. So, I mean, I think that's we need more people kind of expressing themselves in one way or another. You know what I mean? Especially creatively. So, you know what I mean? I encourage it. I think it's decent. You know what I mean? From an artistic perspective, and it just, I mean, you see stuff. I mean, like I said, they keep it open. I mean, now it seems like people not as brand loyal as they used to be. You know what I mean? And you know, anybody can come out with something if people like it and gravitate towards it.
Yeah, we were talking about sneakers earlier. Is that something I need you to get?
Oh yeah,
I need you to do.
Man, we working. Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, no, we working, man. We you know, I don't want to make everything. You know what I mean? And that's just.
They gonna be 1,500.
You know what I mean? Everything.
I'm just telling you, they will be 1,500.
How far do you want Rock Paper Denim to go? I mean, like upholstery and cars. You want to come out with rims?
Yeah. I mean, cause I like style and design. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So just anything where we can kind of put our.
You know, I'm getting the RPD seats in the Benz.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Something fly, like, you know, just, you know, lifestyle.
Yeah.
Type looks, you know what I mean? Stuff that's classic and.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you were you thinking about branching into the lifestyle, the pillowcases, the
absolutely.
perfumes,
absolutely, yeah.
the Don Miller, because you got that fancy. And I always be fucking with you. You got that fancy name, so it could be the Rock Paper Denim can be like the streetwear brand.
Yeah.
And then we going fancy with the Don Miller, baby. Already.
Yeah, you know, we need to, you know, for the business
the
meetings and all
shit.
that kind of, we do that too. So, you know, we need something to wear to it. You know what I mean? For
I
sure.
get that affiliate link in the bio. Click now and get all Rock Paper Denim items. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to shout out all your social medias.
Yeah, if you put in Ralph Dini, you get a 75% discount.
That's all I'm saying. Yeah, that's it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Nah, it's your socials is pretty. You got the Rock Paper Denim
We got
website, right?
Yeah, rockpaperdenim.com is the website. We under construction. We putting it together right now. But IAMRPD and at Rock Paper Denim. That's 2 Instagram pages that we got.
Yeah, let me know when you got the photo shoot set up so we can slide through there. And you got your first 3 miles right here.
Yeah, man, let's put it together.
All day long.
Yeah, he coming off plus size, so we good.
You don't need no little fat niggas. You got one right here.
He said, I got one.
Don't look for no little fat niggas.
He
Right
said,
here.
right here.
I got you.
You need a round nigga. I got you.
This fucking guy.
Yeah, no, we got something for everybody, man. That's how we carrying it, for sure.
Yeah, I know you. I walked in your house before. Like, you carrying it fucking well. Like, that shit crazy.
Yeah,
You know you're in a creative space.
Yeah.
It's work getting done. Things are getting created. It's colors around. It's a vibe. It's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole, you like,
walking there like, what the fuck?
you like, shit, I'm about to start a fucking t-shirt brand too. Like, I'm about to do the shit my man doing. Like, it's just inspiration. My man got the photo booth. He'll make the shit, take the picture of the shit, put the shit like, my man get busy. Like,
it's just it's a factory in there.
Yeah,
It's a factory.
So I be fucking with him. I'm like, you got this in the meeting? Be like, what you need? You need it right now? I'm like, I mean, if you got time, bro. Like, I'm like, I wasn't forcing nothing on you, but I'll sit here and wait.
Right.
Man, like,
That's what's up.
So, and you do, so for the brand, I'm sure, because you do a little sewing, but for like for the others, you gonna.
Yeah, some stuff, and you know, like I said, it's trying to. You can't do everything when you got a lot going on. So you know what I mean, like just trying to have the right resources to be able to still deliver. You know what I mean? Yeah. That standard that people got accustomed to.
Used to seeing.
You know what I mean, and being consistent with that. So, you know what I mean, just like I said, trying to have the right infrastructure to be able to maintain that.
Yeah. So I guess what's the process behind that? So I guess I've always been told what you so you make this sample so you able to get the samples made and then you can send them out and get it made to the same requirements that you need.
I mean, it depends.
Right? Something like that.
It depends on, I guess,
So
what
you'll be able
would
to
be.
scale it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, that's what you make a pattern, then you make a sample, and see how the sample. You make your alterations, adjustments, then you go into production.
I got
You know
some
what I mean?
designs for you in the bag when this shit over.
Oh,
bro.
no, yeah, we be-
up, dog. I
yeah.
be like, like we got some jumpsuits and shit. Hey, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
Yeah, I got a
definitely
few
can be
ideas,
a resource for to being able to help people facilitate that.
I was talking to this nigga the other night. He got tired of asking me questions. He was just like, "Listen, I'll talk to the nigga. Yep. I got shit I need done."
Oh yeah.
He started killing my vibe. I'm
He like enough. He's like, I'll holler at him myself, bro. I got fashions that need to be fashioned.
I got ideas.
Yeah. He like, can he do this with this? I'm like, yeah. He like, all right. I guess I wasn't answering fast enough. He like, man, I got it, bro. I'll talk to him later about it.
Nah, I just was having so many ideas pop in my head at the same time, and
That's how it is when you walk in this
start
house.
telling me like, you want a one-on-one. I'm like, no, that's not what I'm. You know what?
Yeah, he had you out here making he was at you out here like what was my man Dapper Don and shit. He was had you out here with the Ralph Dini exclusive leather jackets and shit. He was like, "Can he stitch my whole name in the back of this motherfucker?" Like,
Yeah, I got some ideas though.
Yeah. No, I mean, but some custom stuff like we do, for boxers, we do a lot of stuff for, different fighters and stuff.
now that's something I've seen you do a lot of that I don't really see other fashion brands doing. Not so much. Maybe I'm not paying attention. That's just something.
Yeah, I don't know.
organically,
Yeah, I
right?
guess.
You
Yeah,
hopped
just
into that.
being around and in that space, and this what I do, this what they do, and seeing how we can, make it fit.
Yeah, because you just had a fight. You just had one in Atlanta not too long ago, right?
Yeah, not fair, Charles. He from Philly.
That's what I was trying to go to.
Did some stuff with Eric Outlaw, Hunter. He had some fights. His first fight, not his first fight, but one of his TV fights. We did something real crazy for him, and that was a good look just because it was on TV again and people seeing it, and that was a really dope.
That was the ostrich. That was the ostrich skin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but even just that experience to go there, I ain't know what was. I was just going, but being in the back before the fight, So just seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff of what happened, the ref telling the rules, and the judges, just that whole experience, and then the fight about to start. We walking out the back, and next thing you know, I'm standing in the ring. And people seeing that everywhere, but like I ain't know that was going to happen. He ain't know, But that was
Some organic shit
a
just
space
working. You earned
that the brand took me that I would never think that I'd be standing in the box ring for a fight. He knocked the dude out first round. Looking crazy. It was just like a natural high to be like, damn.
I guess that should have been the correct question. Instead of like what moment was an inspiration, I should have like what moments has this brand taken you to that you didn't expect to be taken? That was a professional ass question right there.
Like, actually, we just did a bunch of another. We got it's a movie called Secrets on BET, and real good friend of mine. His Jamal Hill was his cousin, and same thing, like going to a store, just going and showing him some stuff. And
Jamal Hill used to cut my hair when I was a young boy back in the day.
For
a quick moment in time. Yeah.
And I never met him, never knew him.
Before he got into the I think before he got Jamal Hill, the director, making films and all of that. Like,
right.
Yeah. So
he gave us a shot just like the stuff, and took some stuff by, and the whole wardrobe, that kind of thing, and ain't know what it was gonna be like. But when the movie came out, just to see that the amount of times that we had, some camera time, it was kind of just like, it felt real good to see kind of like our mantra is the world will know. And when things like that happen and people can see it in different spaces, it's like it's happening. You know what I mean? So that 50 Cent had a shirt on what's her name? I forget the name of the TV show, but it was like her 20th anniversary or something. He come on and but somebody else seen it and called me, and you know what I mean. So when things like that happen,
yo, turn this motherfucker got your shirt on.
So Spike Lee,
DM popping.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's, but it's all, I guess, a part of the journey. You just you don't never know who you might meet, and they might like what it is that you have that make you feel like, okay, I'm in the, you just kind of get that endorsement, so to speak, that other people start to trust the brand. You know what I mean? And
some fly shit, right?
Just imagine if you would have listened to the naysayers in the beginning.
Yeah,
like you making a T-shirt, everybody doing that. Man, don't waste your time with that. I'm sure you heard a lot of it, probably from somebody close to you in your house.
But so I take those situations and like you kind of get creative, and like I play with words a lot with you know what I mean, just some of the T-shirts. So product of my requirement is one of the shirts. So instead of product of my environment, it's more so I'm a product of what I require. You know what I mean? So just kind of taking that, and regardless of what other people saying, still holding true to that principle,
right,
is what can, you know what I mean, ensure. You can't really, I mean, you got to listen to, but you eat the meat, spit out the bones, really, so to speak. Like, you know what I mean? If it makes sense, you utilize it. If not,
some constructive criticism,
right?
Like something that's going to,
you know what I mean? Like I said, you
somewhere.
always listen. You know what I mean? But it don't mean you gotta. But if it makes sense, yeah, you know what I mean. But like, no, I see something else. You know what I mean? And they're not gonna see it initially. But it's like, how much do you believe in it?
Unless you have somebody that's, like, I found this, like, being in the entrepreneur space and trying things, unless you've had somebody that previously done this in your family, no one's going to understand. No one can even fathom what you're trying to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so they giving, it's like at the very core of it is bad advice.
Yeah, you tripping.
Right? Like,
you tripping.
Yeah, like, so they don't understand it. It's nothing really constructive. If you're not saying, go for it, I'm rocking with you, you not, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't know the business, so that's all you really can say, and I'm there for you however. But to give your opinion about, like, what you should be doing and this type of thing is like, how can you give me that opinion? You've never done it, tried it, thought about it.
That's cool. I mean, that never really I get to me like, all right, I'm going to prove you wrong. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I kind of get, like, you know what I mean? Where it's like, okay, watch. You know what I mean? Even with people that try to be, funny about what eventually it's like mentally, like whenever they buy something, that's someone that's like, I want. You know what I mean? Because initially they might not have been on board, but now it's a challenge for me to create something that they adapt to, identify with, and it's like, you know what I mean? As opposed to getting, salty or emotional, because you got to earn, like, people wearing this. Like, even if you're selling food, like, you want it to, you know what I mean? You want it to be right more than it's just like, somebody giving you, like, no, this fly. You know what I mean? I don't care if you wear it or not. Like, you know what I mean? But, to make something that you want to wear is how, you know what I mean, I approach it. I want you to be, you know what I mean, looking right when you put it on, more than I just want to sell you something or take your money. You know what I mean? I want you to be shit when you go where you go.
And that's the core. Again, this is the things I'm learning now, being in the entrepreneur space. And you're saying a lot of things that's at the core of being a successful entrepreneur in any business that you're in. You have to provide value. Like, it's not just about making a sell. You have to provide value.
Yeah, value.
You have to add value to your customer base.
Right.
It's all about adding value. The more value you add, the more money you can potentially make. But it has to be value first.
Right.
It makes you feel better as a person too. Like I'm a barber, right? So when I got somebody in my chair, they may not be in the best mood, but at the end, they look in the mirror, they happy as shit. Oh, damn, I'm back, bro. You brought me back. You mean that?
Yeah.
So in clothes, it's the same shit. You know what I mean? They put something on, you feel different when you go outside. Like, look at me. Nigga. Look at what I got on.
Yeah. I mean, not even to say all the big stuff. I mean, to see somebody wear a T-shirt on their birthday is kind of like, that's a big day for somebody, and to pick that, it's like, I mean, we establishing a connection that, I can be proud of regardless of whatever. It's like, you set out to do something and people, they relate to it.
And those are nuances of business that you learn from just being in it. Even if you don't know what that means, like if you can't put it in the same terms as like an executive at Walmart would put it, the value of providing and establishing a relationship with your customer.
Right.
And that's only through going through the steps of figuring out how to provide the best value for your customer.
Right.
Like, it's plain and simple. No matter how you're going to put it, is quality first. Listen to the feedback, right? Mm-hmm. And build from that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And side note, as for what you said about barbers, I totally agree. And I'm tired of motherfuckers not paying their barbers correctly. Like, these dudes get you everything that you love in life, bro. Like, it gets you to, like, it makes you feel, it changes how you feel about yourself. Mm-hmm. Now, when somebody's able to change how you feel about yourself, I feel like you should be going out of your way to pay my man.
Right. These motherfuckers be like, damn,
standing there waiting for change. They standing there waiting for change. I don't get it. Like, what are you waiting for change for, bro? Just pay.
How much?
Just go. Pay my man and go.
Right. Chinese folks over there charge $5. Well, go the fuck over there, man. What you want me to do?
Yeah, like, come on, man. Just a side note to that. I'm glad you brought that up because that's a thing of mine, bro.
Yeah, no, people don't like to pay, man.
It's like I'm providing quality, but you'll pay. No, people pay for what they
want.
Yeah. What they say, beg for what you want, pay for what you need. Pay for what you need, beg for something, my cousin.
Yeah,
but it makes sense.
Pay for what they want to pay for, and try to bargain the rest of the shit. Like,
they pay for the shit that they don't need.
Beg for what you need.
They pay for the shit that they don't need, but they want.
So,
I mean, niggas want to go get high and shit, or they want to go spend money at the bar or impress a female or something.
It's all right, I gotta make you want it. You know what I mean? And then I don't bring it back to me. Like, you know what I mean? I gotta make you want. I gotta make this so fly to where it's like,
because those things are going to be there regardless. When that's going to be there.
Like, no, I'm getting that. Yeah. Like, that's what I want to.
It's always going to be a distraction. So it's like, I need that. Yeah. Bring your attention back over here.
Yeah.
And pay that price. I know that's right. So, is there any advice that you would give to a up-and-coming kid in New Orleans that just started his shapes? And he's on his way to his first store. He just walked through the hallway on BET with his glasses on. Yeah, that shit was some funny shit when I seen that, bro. Didn't I send you that or something? Like, I shot you a text, like, look at this nigga right here. He had a bop on him and everything. Like, y'all couldn't tell that nigga nothing that day.
Be a student, man. Listen and try to take in as much information as you can. You know what I mean? Like, just learn, because you're going to need that as you molding what you're working on. Don't do it for the money, because it's going to be a lot of times where you're going to take losses, and you know what I mean? And it's just not going to be about that specific transaction. But like I said, the mental capacity to be able to take the blow, get up, and, you know what I mean, figure out, you know what I mean, something else. So, listen, be a student, believe in yourself, you know, that's important just because you come across a lot of, like you said, distractions, and you should be doing it. So, you know what I mean, really try to quiet all the noise and know why you doing what you're doing. And don't give up. You know what I mean? You know, just like life happens, and you know, you can chart your course and have your plan, but life happens, and it's a matter of still staying the course when life happens. So, you know what I mean? Don't give up even if you take a detour. You know what I mean? Because it's still all a part. Make a good story anyway. You know what I mean? And that's what you want.
Going to happen.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit's definitely going to happen. So, I said we still got some time. Let's see.
Well, would you my bad, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Just shooting the shit.
Would you recommend somebody that's just starting out to, like, the steps of starting a clothing line? Like, would you go ahead and get a lawyer to look up the trademarks or whatever you want to name it, or like how to be prepared? How would you prepare yourself to start?
I mean, I would just start. I don't think it's like, you know, you got to start at A. You know, the trademark might not have to be the first step, you know what I mean? But even in securing the trademark is better. You got a better chance of it getting registered if it's already in use some sort of way, you know what I mean? And having, you know, a product made and that's just actually selling it. It's in commerce. And for whatever reason, that help it get registered before it's like, all right, I got this idea. And now I'm going to go to the lawyer and you don't have no product yet. You know what I mean? So at what stage do you do that? I guess it depends on what it is that you have and, you know what I mean, how quick somebody might try to steal it or snatch it from, you know, how valuable it can become. You know what I mean?
80% of people's intellectual property gets stolen.
Yeah. I mean, it's necessary. You got to have it. You know what I mean? Starting small, though, it's an expense that you might not necessarily be able to cover if you don't have, you know what I mean, the right amount of funding to do it. So it's like, you know, you hustling to build it up, and it's something you got to pay for. You ain't going to get no return on it right away. So, like, when you make that, you know what I mean? It's
just protection.
But, right.
It's more protection because you put in your... It's kind of... I feel like because, you know, we were just talking before, like, I'm going through that process now. And it's money, I believe money's an energy, right? So it's like a circulation of things. So if you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing in your business, you invest. It's an investment in your seriousness. Mm-hmm. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you invest in, like, no, it might not be anything right now. It might not be the biggest thing right now. Yeah, but I'm going to build this up to a point where somebody's going to want to take this. Yeah. And I'm going to protect it now because I'm going to not let you monetize something that I've put my blood, sweat, and tears into. Right. And when you do something like that, even at an early stage, even if you really can't afford it and you do it, it puts a certain energy in motion. Yeah, you committed. And behind that commitment, a lot of things can happen. Yeah. Yeah, like you pay attention. You get what I'm saying? You pay for your logo to be trademarked. You want to get your ass up and go make something out of that motherfucking logo.
Yeah, I mean, because you, like I said, you know where you're going with it in terms of what your vision is. So you're going to know that protection is necessary. Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's something that has to get done. You know what I mean? If you're doing, like I said, trendy stuff, you might not be that important to you, but if you're trying to, you know what I mean, really go international with you, it's like, yeah, I got to have this so that I can be the only one that continue to have it. You know what I mean? It just makes sense.
Hey, listen, they got Michael Jordan over in China. They built a whole $1 billion business based on his intellectual property translated in Chinese. His lawyers didn't take that into consideration. No one thought of what does Michael Jordan or Air Jordan translate into China and Chinese into Chinese, and we have to also protect that. By the time by the time that was on anybody's radar, they had already been in business for like, I think it's a 6-year time frame. Like before 6 years, you're able to stop somebody from using your registered trademark, I believe is the process. Correct me if I'm wrong. But after that, it becomes harder and harder. And then after 6 years, you can't even do anything about it. So by the time that was on their radar, this was already a multi-billion-dollar business. And they can't do anything about it. So yes, please, trademark yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a small fee for a lot of protection down the... Yeah, because you see somebody run up a $2 billion industry on your back, you going to feel some type of way about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna want to shoot a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
But
feel
I'm
some type of
non-violent.
way if they run up $200 on
Yeah, and then you got to pay the lawyer fees to go try to fight it just to find out you can't do anything about it.
Man, that's the
So
bad
you
part.
out again.
Right.
And you could have just,
Yeah, no, you gotta do
build the foundation.
what's necessary. Right.
And how do you pick your vendors? It's not,
I think that's
I'm
a
sure
matter
it's
of
not all about the money, right?
preference. You know what I mean? It's still all come down to what it is that you doing, and you know what I mean, the look and feel that you want. You know what I mean, the lane that you in, and you know different things work for different situations. So you know what I mean. That's why it's like you can always, you know what I mean, nothing's the same, but you know, like quality is always just what's important to me because I want you to have something that's going to last. So. You know, and I see people with shirts, no lie, you know what I mean, from 10 years ago. And, you know, they still wear them and they got washed. You know what I mean? So that make me proud to see that, you know what I mean, that something is still able to be worn after all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like they got something out of it.
So how do you know if a vendor could produce that type of quality?
I mean, it's like anything. That's your R&D. You know what I mean? Research and development. That's just a part of the business, and you sampling, touching, and you know what I mean, seeing how, you know what I mean. That's just a part of you carving out what it is that you creating. You know, finding out who, you know what I mean, works best with what it is that you putting together.
Solid.
Listen, I love it. I'm thinking now. I'm like, because you thinking when you said somebody wearing the shirt from 10 years ago, and I'm like, yeah, I got stuff from.
Yeah, they around.
And,
like,
and
you know
I'm
what I
like
mean?
the amount, and then I start thinking about the stuff that I don't have anymore, and I'm like, where my shit at? like if I wasn't such a all over the place those so many years ago,
Right.
I was a totally different person, and I was all over the fucking place. Didn't know what was going on in my life, and shit's just spread out.
Right. Yeah.
So. If I like my corduroy, my rock paper
jacket.
denim, like that's my
No, we gotta run that back.
Yeah, we gotta run that back. We need a 2022
Yeah, we
edition
gotta
of
run that back. Yeah, we're working on that too anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what got him riled up. I started talking about the corduroy jacket. He was like, "Oh, well, he could do that."
Yeah, I need that on my jean jacket, corduroy collar, and all that extra stuff.
Yeah, no, we got some work, man.
Yeah.
For sure,
Nice.
For sure. Yeah, man. Kanye. Did you hear about speaking of that trademark shit? Did you hear about the Kanye and the Walmart shit? Like, you haven't had anybody, you haven't had that issue, right?
No.
With dealing with your,
No.
yeah.
No, but I didn't hear about the Kanye situation.
Yeah, but he's suing. Well, Walmart. He put in a trademark registration in January of last year to do a for his little logo thing, the star, whatever that's considered to be. So Walmart stopped him saying that it matches their thing. So it's becoming a thing back and forth. You know, they're stopping him from trying to register his trademark based on the fact that it'll do damage to their trademark. And he's like, this not even
like infringing.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
you don't use that too much. But when you think about it, that little star next to the Walmart is pretty. it's not the brand. Like if you took that, if you
wouldn't
took
have guessed
Walmart away,
I wouldn't have guessed it.
you wouldn't get. And that's the point that the Yeezy team is trying to make, is that if you just put that logo up by itself, no one's associating that with Walmart.
Right.
So we can't be infringing on your. So yeah, that just made me think about that. But you've never had to deal with anything like that, or
Nah.
or anybody saying to you like, no, this is too close to our thing, or anything like that.
Nah.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
yeah, because I don't have time for that goofy shit, bro.
Nah. Yeah, man. I mean, they're just, trying to be original is, you know what I mean? Always.
Hold on, because listen, I don't mean, because listen, dude, they have it, Yeezy registered it for use on everything from clothing and retail store services, musical sound recording, streaming, to hotel services, and the construction of non-metal modular homes.
Wow.
Yeah, I gotta extend my shit.
Yeah.
Like, nah, it's not just for this, bro. It is for this and this
For
and
everything.
This. Yeah, and I might want to start building cars and shit, so don't use it on that. Don't fucking for
For everything.
yeah, like so. Did you break it down that extensive, or is that something?
No,
that's
yeah.
like,
I think when you talk to the attorneys, they, you know what I mean? That's just something that they ask you in terms of what it is you're doing, trying to do with it. And, that's what, because it's so many different types of classes that you can register under. You know what I mean? It ain't just like a one, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Knowing specifically what you're making, that's where, that expertise come in to try to make sure you secure the right way.
I think I left that space a little light. Circle back on that, see if we can fill that in a little more and shit.
And amend it.
For sure. Mm-hmm. All right, well, listen, bro. You my fucking guy.
No doubt
my
about
guy.
it, man.
So, I appreciate you stopping by and just shooting the shit with us, man. Like, it's crazy because at its very core, we try to provide value here. It's like we bullshit and we fuck around and we laugh and we joke, but we try to provide some value, in the entrepreneur space, whatever it is.
Right,
like so,
right.
To hear your just you telling your story and the points that you were making, it really can resonate with anybody. It really can, like, yeah. It really,
I hope so.
Like, the blueprint of being successful and the things that you have to go through, the things that you have to accomplish, the mindset that you have to have in order to accomplish the goal that you're trying to achieve is universal.
Right. Right.
It doesn't change from one industry to the next, from one dream to the next.
Right.
The dreams are different, but the thing that it takes to accomplish a dream is universal.
Right.
It's the same for everybody. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, to that point, I appreciate you breaking it down like that and just telling your story because, like I said, it resonates. And if people were listening, you'll understand how much game was just being given. And, it would resonate with you as well.
I hope so, man.
Yeah,
I definitely hope it could help serve somebody in
it's
some
serve,
way.
listen.
Ain't wasting nobody's time of this joint.
Nah, you ain't wasting nobody's time. We appreciate you, man. We love you. It's Rock Paper Denim. It's
Rock
Don
Paper
Miller.
Denim.
Don Miller, rockpaperdenim.com. RPD. I am RPD.
Yes, sir.
And then you got you got the Rock Paper Denim. You got the
yeah.
I am RPD. He got everything. Rockpaperdenim.com. He got all the fly shit you need, bro. So,
Twitter, Rock Paper Denim. Ain't really been on Twitter, but, we got Rock Paper Denim. As soon as we,
we going to get him on Twitter so he can talk
department.
his fly shit,
Cop up.
Yeah,
No doubt.
Just a bunch of cop up tweets and links.
Yeah.
Cop up link.
Yeah, a
Cop
lot of
up
big stuff
link.
coming soon for sure.
Yeah. So again, we gonna wrap this up. We appreciate y'all spending y'all time with us. I am your guy, Lance Harrington. These are my guys, Ralph Dini and Ryan Thomas, and we appreciate our other guy, Don Miller.
Thank y'all.
Yes,
Thank y'all.
yes. And We will see y'all on the next episode of the Hip Hop Diner. Love y'all.
Peace.
Peace.